Welcome back to our channel. I'm excited to be here. It's been a while since I have had the opportunity to create some marketing content. I've been so elbow deep in the work for our clients that always kind of comes around in January that I have not had a moment to film one of these. So welcome back. It's been a while. I am Cortney, the founder of Amplify Marketing. One of the things that I've been doing and having a lot of fun with is helping our clients maximize their case study usage. And because that feels weird to people, and a lot of times people don't know how to use their case studies well, I thought that we could do a little mini dive into different ways that you can use your case studies to help support your sales and marketing process. So let's dig in. The first thing that you need to know as we talk about this is that if you're going to use your case studies as a tool for marketing and sales, you need to have nice case studies. You can't just have 3-sentence case studies that, give a really high level 10,000 foot view of a situation. You need nicely designed, tangible PDF versions or landing pages of case studies, case study content that really dives into the ROI that you generate for customers. That is the true value that case studies have. And the more detailed they can be, the more specific they can be, the more that they can incorporate real results and testimonials from the customers or clients that you've worked with, the more effective this process is going to be for you. Do you need a case study? Yes, you need a case study, especially if you are working in a service or SaaS or any kind of technology. You have to have proof that what you do works. And so it's really important that you think that through and work on developing regular case studies. That's something we recommend to our clients all the time. Work on developing regular case study content so that you always have something fresh and new to share with your prospects. They like to see that you're continuously generating results, that it wasn't just a one-time thing. So nice case studies are key. Highlight ROI in those case studies. That's also key. And once you have them, which kind of half the battle is getting to the place of having good case studies that you can use, you need to start using them everywhere. This is similar to our whole strategy on maximizing video content. We want to use that content everywhere. So first of all, I'm going to take all of those results and I'm going to put them in a spreadsheet, and I'm going to use those ROI results, the little pieces of ROI that we've created, and I'm going to push those out as social media posts on their own, because that is attention grabbing and is going to push someone to schedule a demo. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take every testimonial from those case studies and I'm going to put them into a designed graphic, and I'm going to use that for social media content. So right there, I've just created a ton of content that I can use for brand visibility out of my case studies, right? Because I've now put all this effort into building the case studies and getting this content pulled together. Now let's immediately turn around and use it. The second place that I'm going to use that is I'm going to use it in my newsletters. So I'm a huge proponent of marketing newsletters to your entire database. You know this. If you work with me, you're already doing this. But if you've listened to any of my videos, you know that newsletters are a huge component of what we promote, because email is still the number one way to engage with people, and having a regular touch point that just generates value for the people in your network is going to create it's going to create a lot of visibility for you. And one of the first foundational goals that we have for every client that we work with, especially clients in professional services, is that when they walk into a room, nobody's questioning who they are, because they already have the brand visibility that is telling everybody who they are. There's no mistaking who they are or what they do or why they're there. So that first step of the conversation, we've already bridged that hurdle. We've already jumped over it, because they already know who you are and what you do and why you're there. You don't have to explain that, and you don't have to prove yourself once you walk in the door. And that is the value that foundational social media content and a monthly newsletter provide. It creates that immediate brand recognition. So that monthly newsletter is a great place to showcase case studies, because again, demonstrating ROI ties value to your product. It shouldn't be the only thing you're talking about in your newsletter. And I am going to link my video from last quarter that highlights exactly what to include in your newsletter in case you missed that. But a case study in your newsletter that really focuses on the ROI that you generate can be hugely impactful for your business. In fact, I just went through this with a client 2 weeks ago. We pushed out their first ever marketing newsletter. Woohoo! And we used, as one of the 3 pieces of value add content that we included in the newsletter, we used one of their case studies, and they brought over 300 with that piece of content and the metrics that we were using to track engagement on that content. They actually moved 300 prospects significantly deeper into their funnel just with that piece of content because it was opened, engaged with, and clicked through on so many times. So that is just a really simple way to see how people are engaging with your content, and it's a really simple way to get your content in front of the right people. The second way is through email drip campaigns, and email drips are different than a newsletter. Email drips are going to be more focused on a one-to-one message from someone on your team. So that could be an SDR or a salesperson or even the CEO or president, and it's going to focus in on something more specific. And typically in these emails, using proof points, using ROI is going to be a great way to build a message that resonates with the prospect. So using a case study in some of that messaging can be really helpful, or even building out a whole campaign around the value that you created and linking to that case study can be a really great way to start building engagement and demonstrating value in a way that's going to convert people to schedule a call with you, which is the ultimate goal of many of those campaigns. The next way that you can leverage a case study is through social media. So there are many ways that you can use social media to build visibility with your case studies. One would be to just share the PDF version or share a link to the landing page with your case study on it. A second would be to build a blog post around that particular case study and share it as an article on LinkedIn, and then share that article as a blog on your website, and then share social media content that points to the blog on your website. You get the idea. There's lots of different ways that you can maximize it with article content or social media content. And then one of the other ways that I really oftentimes recommend that our clients utilize case studies is at conferences and trade shows. So what that looks like depends on the goal of the conference and who's going to be there. Sometimes we'll print that PDF out. Again, like that's the value of having a really nicely designed case study, is that you can print it out as a one-pager or a two-sided piece of content that you hand out to people at the event. You can also set it up with a QR code and have people scan that QR code to enter their email address and have that case study delivered to their email or sent to them in a text message or whatever that looks like for the particular goals that you have. It can also look like a text code. If you are speaking at a conference, you can tell people to text this number and get this case study delivered to them. And that can be another great way to engage with people and use your case study to get prospect contact information during a high cost event like a trade show, when you have a trade show booth or when you are paying for a speaking engagement. So that's many ways that we use case studies to drive engagement. And when people engage with case studies, they're typically more engaged than they are. And when they're looking for ROI, it's typically a great indicator that they have a need for a specific service. So it can be a really great way to move people deeper into your marketing funnel. It can be a great trigger for your sales team to reach out and just generally help you build more brand visibility and awareness in your market so that you're never walking into a room without people knowing who you are and what you do. I hope that's helpful today. If you have questions, as always, reach out. We are here to help, and I will be back again soon.